Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne, and I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. And today we are going to be making this kind of like a one-sheet wonder, and it's pockets. It's all these pockets that you glue into your journal. So if this is my journal page and I'm going to glue this in, this can also be used as a tuck here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 tucks in this, and it's made using 1 sheet of paper, and I think it's 3 creases and 1 sheet of paper. So let's get started. So you can see I've made a couple different sizes. Some of these are going to fit on the journal page a little bit better than others, and I'm going to tell you sort of my trick with that as well. So we have these different types. I am going to make it with this sheet of paper because I think this is going to be the easiest for you to see on camera. So let me move these out of my way. So this is a sheet of 8.5 by 11 coffee stained paper. You need a rectangular piece of paper in order to do this. So you take a rectangular piece of paper and you fold it in half. There's 1 fold. Now you're going to need, which I should have said this in the beginning, you're going to need scissors, possibly a bone folder, and definitely a blade of some sort. So you've got your paper folded in half. You need the open part coming towards you. But before we do that, if you have, depending on the size of your journal, if you want one this size, you're not going to cut it. If you want one this, see, it's the width that's different. If you want one that's a little bit narrower, then you're going to take this paper and you're going to cut. And I cut approximately 1.5 inches off. So an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper with 1.5 inches cut off. We don't need that. You can use that in another project. So it's a one-sheet wonder depending on the size of your journal. So I want this open part towards me. It's still a rectangle, but I want this open part towards me. I am going to eyeball it. If you aren't comfortable eyeballing it, get out your ruler and measure. I want approximately 1/3 of the way up. And I am going to cut up and stop when I get to this crease line. So approximately 1/3 of this page. Now, I am not a straight cutter, so I could have done a pencil mark on this. What I want to do is flip it around. Now I want to cut 1/4 of this page. So here I did 1/3. Now I want to do 1/4. So I want it to be narrower than that first cut I did. And as I cut this time up to this crease line, I now open it up and I am going to cut from here to here, and I'm going to stop when I get to here. This, to me, this is the trickiest part of the whole thing. We're going to make a couple of these just so you can sort of get it down pat. So now this is what I'm left with. What you're going to do is you're going to take this, I have this, and you're going to take this. See, I folded this. This was folded this way. I took this piece and I folded it back here. I am going to take this And I'm going to fit it in there, and I'm going to put this over. I know it's tricky to see. Here's the top one. Here's the second one. Here's the third one. Here's the fourth one. So you can see I have now 4, and we're going to put these together. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take some washi tape, and I'm just going to put it on my edges. Now this washi tape I need because of the direction of it. I am going to go like that. I'm going to make sure this is sort of straight as possible. I attach the washi tape down here just because that makes it easier for me. And then I'm going to give this a trim. And I'm going to press this down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to roll it over. There. These lines are a little wonky. You want to come back in and you want to straighten them out? Go ahead. It's handmade. Which I know I say a lot. Now this is where, you see how everything sort of doesn't 100% match up? This is where I fix that. Because when you put the washi tape on, you're never going to know. This is a super forgiving project. So if you're somebody that struggles with getting some straight cuts, this might be the project for you because it's very forgiving. And I'm turning this washi over. I'm gonna come along with my bone folder and I'm gonna press all of this down, front and back. Now I'm going to trim my bottom washies, and I'm going to do those flush with the bottom. I like to use my Teflon scissors because nothing sticks to these. I'll take care of that in a minute. Now I'm going to come with a washi here down at the bottom, and this is where I'm going to kind of clean up this edge. I'm going to hold the whole thing together by doing this. Super easy. And you can see through washi tape, so you can see, am I halfway up the washi tape? There. And let's roll this over, push it down, unfold it, and I'm going to come along and I'm going to trim these. I do tend to do a lot of things kind of from the back sometimes. I want to get rid of these at the top. And sometimes, depending on your washi tape, I might need to add a dot of glue underneath the washi tape. So just be aware of what your washi tape needs are. Now we have this. You can leave it like that if you want, but I don't want to. I want to come in and I want to fully cut from here to here. So this is attached. I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut right here. So how I do this is I take my finger and I put it under and I raise this pocket up ever so slightly. It makes it easier for me to see. You can come in with a straight edge ruler if you want, but that's all you're doing. You see how it lifts up? I've made that now a full pocket. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lift it up just a little bit. It just makes it easier for me to see it. See? Same thing over here. Now this is thin paper. This is coffee stained copy paper. See, we have all 3 of those lifted up. We're going to repeat on the other side. that one. Now, all of these pockets aren't even. None of them have been even on all the ones that I've made. You want to come in and you want to ink along here. Do that before you put everything together. There's my pocket. Now you can come in and you can do the notch hole with your circle cutter. I did that on some of mine. Let me see if you can see it. Now, what I did on this one, it's hard to see, but I'm going to show you. I can't get these even if I tried, so I didn't try. I offset them. Here, let me grab a piece of paper here. So we have this one here, we have that one there, I have that one there, and I have that one there. So they're going at an angle like that. That's, I don't know, sort of the easiest thing for me. And I did this one too. I have one here, one here, one here, and one here. So they're sort of cascading because I can't get them straight. I couldn't keep them even if I tried. So I didn't try. This one, I didn't do the notch holes. I just did stickers on every level. And since this pocket is so much wider, that was perfect to have a wider sticker right here. So let's make another one, and we're going to use some book page. Now, oh, you can decorate these. Let's add a couple little stickers here. Where'd my stickers go? Let's see. Let's grab some stickers. And we're going to add... So this is my widest pocket right here. Let's, oh, there's flowers here. I was going to use some of these birds. These are pretty. But let's, actually, yeah, let's do some birds. These aren't going to fit. But they don't need to fully fit. Oh, let's move all these. I can put that down, and then I can turn it over. Now, in all honesty, I'm going to need to come in with a little bit of art glitter glue. These are washi stickers. This is a pack that I got on Temu. I have seen this pack being sold elsewhere as well. So once again, I'm kind of offsetting these. I'm coming in like at an angle. I know when you get stuff in the pockets, you're not really gonna see some of these stickers. I had some birds back here. I thought, where did I see those birds? Oh yeah. We're gonna put that one right there. So I need a sort of a smaller one. It's pretty, but it's big. And if I don't find a small, oh, here's a small one. This one points the opposite direction too. There. So there's flowers here and there's birds here. Cool. Let's make one with book page. Now, in order for me to make one with book page, this is really, really thin dictionary page. And I need 2 sheets of this. So let's move this out of the way. Can come in with a glue stick. If you can find where your glue stick is, that would be fantastic. Other than that, I'm just going to come in and I'm going to arbitrarily do a little bit of art glitter glue. I am certainly going to come in and once I get everything done and fully glue it. And I'm going to trim this down too, because this is going to be much, much, much too wide to fit in any of the journals that I make. And my journals are approximately the size, well, they're not approximately, they are an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half. That's how big my journals are. The majority of my journals, not all of them, but the majority of my journals are that. Okay, so now that I've got that there, if you've recalled me saying, I have a small-ish paper cutter here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half. It makes it more manageable for me to put it in my paper cutter. And I am going to trim. I'm going to trim off these edges, definitely. And let's trim off, even though I love this, but, you know, the little dictionary kind of notches, I like that. I can save that for another project, or I can toss it. Okay. So I still have maintained a rectangle, but it's a narrower rectangle. This one is 7 inches by 12 inches. So this one already has lines on it. So if I wanted to follow these lines, because this is a dictionary book page, it naturally has these lines. That's what made this one a lot easier. So I am just going to cut up. Remember, we're cutting a third. Flipping it over, I'm cutting a quarter. I'm going to come in between this. And then, after I do the quarter, I open it up and I cut from here to here. It's a relatively simple project, but it's one of those that you got to come back and watch it a couple times and go, what'd you do? I certainly did. So this is what I'm left with. I'm left with this one with the third, and I'm left with this one with the quarter. So I take this, and I have folded this here. I am going to come and I am going to check this before I do anything. And I am going to add a little bit of glue here. Gotta come and check this. If this is crooked, I can come in and I can trim. That looks crooked. We'll trim it in a minute. And then I have this one, and I want to fold it back over itself. And I'm going to check this to see, does that need glue? Yes, it does. And I'm doing this because I have doubled the dictionary pages. And let me see if these two, this actually is stuck pretty good. Yeah, I don't need to do anything there. So we open this up, slide this in, open this up, slide that over. Okay, let me show you one more time. We have this, fold it over this way, fold this one over this way. I am going to slide this in and slide this over. Make everything even. Kind of check all that. Looking good. I'm going to get some washi. Let me see which washi I want to use. I think I'll use this one. And I'm going to washi the edges, and I'm going to washi the bottom, and that's it. And then come in, with my knife and trim it. It's a simple project. I tack it down on my glass mat. I know the glass mat gives a glare, but it's so useful. And this one's a little trickier to fold over like that because it's thinner paper, but pretty good. Let's do this one. And this is washi tape I got from Temu. You can go back and see a lot of my Temu hauls that I did during the summer. I got a ton of this washi. There. And I've been using it. Does it stick 100%? No. Do I need to come back in and add a little bit of glue? Yeah, but that's fine. I have actually found no matter what brand of washi I'm using, that's the case. Okay, I'm going to give these bottom ones a trim. And while I'm here, I can give the top ones a trim. So I have that so far. And now I need to come in and do one on the bottom. If you want to do different washies, you want to mix it up, do what makes you happy. There. Give that a trim. Give that a bit of a roll over. Wait a minute. Did that? Yep. Okay. Let's give these little sides a trim. And then I'm going to come in with my blade and do these edges right here. So I lift it up ever so slightly. There, I got that one trimmed. Lift this up ever so slightly. Now this is thin paper, so I'm not like gouging it in and cutting it. I'm gingerly cutting this. Like I said, if you want to use a straight blade, go ahead. It's such a small little piece. It's not really necessary. Once again, you want to come in and do the sponging of the edges. Go ahead. That would be pretty too. I'm going to be putting enough there. I'm going to be putting enough things in these pockets. I'm going to be doing tickets. I'm going to be doing labels. I'm going to be doing little fold over cards, different little things that will fit in these pockets. But let's go ahead and decorate this with some stickers as well. And let's see. So there's a lot of ferns on this. Let's see, but I have these ferns here. You know what? We are going to use these ferns. These have been on my desk for a couple of days. There, that looks pretty. Nails help to get these off. I'm going to kind of keep all of these in the center. I can get rid of this. We don't need this one. That's just distracting. This is a smaller one. I think we're going to do that one. There. And then that's kind of a smaller one right there too. Yeah, we'll do that one. There. I think these are so simple and so cute. So if you need to go back and watch the video a couple times, I'm one of those people that needed to sort of make sure I kind of got it down pat. But just remember, you're cutting a third, then you're cutting a half, flip it over, then you cut a half, and then you cut right up until you meet the two cuts. So these are the ones that I've got made. They're quick, they're easy. I didn't decorate these yet, but I certainly can. Sometimes I leave things like this. I pre-make a lot of my ephemera, and I don't necessarily decorate each and everything until I pick the journal that it's going in. And then I can really specifically match that up to what the colors, maybe I'm having a specific line of stickers that I'm using just throughout the whole book, and I want to add those to this or something, So some of the things that I make, I don't fully decorate it until it gets in my book, in my journal. So this is just some ideas. I like this one. I think this one's really pretty. But I do recommend cutting them down a little bit if you do the same size journal that I do. That's seems to be a good trick. This one I cut down a lot more. This one is 5 inches across when it's done. This one is 6 inches across when it's done. This one was 7 by 12. I don't remember the measurements on this one, but I know this was 7 by 12. That I then trimmed everything up. So I hope that helps. I hope this gives you a little bit of inspiration and you like a really simpler project. I have some other projects coming up that are very involved. They're not simple. They're very involved. And I love doing those too. I like mixing it up and doing all different types of projects. So please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Give me a like. Give me a share. But take care. And be free.